It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Giants and the Silver and Black, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Southern Nevada and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
The veteran kicker, Graham Gano, puts it on the tee. Off we go from Vegas. To return, Tyreek McAllister. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them, Greg, the veteran out of West Virginia, it's Geno Smith.
You just can't say enough about Geno and his turnaround over the last couple years, Mike. I mean, many thought he was destined to just be a career backup and just play out the rest of his career. And when things didn't play out at first, instead of just listening to those doubters, he just kept working on his craft. And next thing you know, he gets an opportunity with a new team, makes the most of it, and he's now solidified himself as a bona fide franchise quarterback in this league.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
When you go out and invest in a young guy like this to be part of your backfield's future, you got to find ways to get him involved early, and I think here's a case of doing just that.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. Smith. He's got the Golden Domer. That's Michael Mayer. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now a give up the middle. He'll push forward for about a yard. Brian Burns comes off the edge to make the play.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Look at this. They go with their tight end on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a 1st down. He'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll work his way down inside the 40. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Second and 7. Here's Smith. That one complete. It's Ian Thomas. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
When you put plays like this on tape, It sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
17 yards on that connection. First down, Vegas.
This is just like recess, just playing one-on-one football and saying, all right, I'm throwing you the ball. You got to go get open. This is a great job by the receiver selling it at the top of his route. The defender thought he was defending a deep ball. He sticks his foot in the ground and comes back. Well-timed, well-executed, and a nice pickup.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. Now, Gino. Now, and he will score. Gino Smith, touchdown Las Vegas. And they get the first points of the game. What a way to start it, Greg. You get the ball, it's what you want to do. Settle into this game on top 6-0.
Mike, how often do we have coaches tell us the importance of playing with the lead? Well, they come take the ball right away on the first drive, all the way down there and strike first. And now the rest of the way, let's see how it plays out.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll drop to throw. Quick slant looked in by Neighbors. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Sometimes there's just nowhere to go, right? We ask these running backs, Mike, to do a lot of work, find space, create something out of nothing. Well, this time, he was able to create nothing out of nothing.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And a good run there, finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations it'll get you the first down, just not here.
On third down, they'll run with Tracy. Good job on the ground to pick it up. Mark it at the 38, move those chains. First down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this third and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Slayton is the man in motion. A run here with Tracy on 2nd down. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. First down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be taken down.
And this has been a really nice answer so far to this game, Mike. I mean, you watch your opponent take the initial drive and go right down the field and score. And what are you going to do in response? What are you going to do when you get that ball back for the first time in your huddle? And tell you what, they've answered all those questions, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. And that is not going to work out as planned. Maybe a tough spot to try to run a play like that. Either way, it's blown up back behind the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Here comes the jet sweep. And he's going to wind up losing yardage here. And that will take us to the end of the opening quarter of play. So a little extra time to think about this 3rd and goal as we've hit the end of the first. It's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back in Vegas after this. So the last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. He'll try and get there on the ground. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force 4th down.
Gano's kick is good. And the Giants are on the board. It's 7-3.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
On the return is Dylan Laube. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Gino. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
He's got the tight end, Mayer.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down, and here comes 4th down.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately, he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. Gino gonna throw for it. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be. And they'll turn it over on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
Throw, right side, taken in by Neighbors. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
They'll look to throw again. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. And the Raiders will take over here at their own 12.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Raiders offense. And their running back set to go once more. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. In motion is Myers. On 1st down is Smith. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
The offense's backs were already up against the wall, but after suffering that last sack, it's all but eliminated whatever breathing room they had left, and for the rest of this drive, they don't have much room for error at all.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now a give on the ground. Defense hoping to push him back and get that safety. He gets to the 2-yard line, but no gain on that one.
Find yourself in a little tricky situation here, Mike, on 3rd down, backed up this close to your own goal line. I think the plan is you got to attempt to pass, but it's got to be short. You don't want your quarterback standing in the end zone very long with the ball in his hand, but this ball needs to come out, hopefully pick up the 1st down, but if not, just buy a little breathing room for your punt team.
And he's not going to get there again. Same player, same result. No gain, and now it's 4th down.
Well, maybe he's counting a little bit, Mike, on this defense being in pass mode, and maybe you can catch him off guard with the run call. In this case, the defense was ready for all of it. They hold them to no gain. They're going to have to bring out the punt team.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Amir Smith-Marset goes back to return it. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Giants offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. (7-3) is the score. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. Back to throw. That's caught. It's Tyrone Tracy. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
They'll look to throw. A short one there to Bellinger. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Throw left side, that's Johnson. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Now they'll set up to throw. Now a screen set up for Tracy. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
The Raiders offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. From the shotgun, it's Smith. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the 1st down, get down. The drive continues. Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, Smith. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the pistol, Smith. To the right side, hauled in by Myers.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Smith from the gun on 3rd down. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Really nice job with the protection up front. Just nobody could get open downfield, so it's a combination of your offensive weapons have to do a better job taking advantage of that time to work and separate. But also, how impressive is that by that defense to be able to cover for that amount of time?
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Giants offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's complete. It's Malik Neighbors. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, But I can promise you, the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Tracy. Not a lot on that one. He'll take it down to the 36. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. Well, 3rd and 19, no problem, as they convert for the 1st down.
There was a lot of questions surrounding this quarterback about whether his style of play from college would transfer to the NFL game. Well, his ability to create with his legs certainly has here today. We see it with his ability to escape pressure out of the pocket, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
On the give, it's Tracy. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the game to only 1. Here's 2nd and 9. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He'll get that complete right side. It's Bellinger.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And the Giants are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line.
Barring some type of disaster with that big pass pickup, it puts them in position now where they feel like they can at least walk away with points off this drive. I just feel like it has to be 6. I feel like anything less than that will be a letdown.
A run on 1st and goal. He is in. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, Giants. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Here's McAllister to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Gino. That's brought in by Myers. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A handoff as they try to run it here. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Third and a yard. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll stay on the ground. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Tyler Newbin is there for the stop. They face 2nd down and 7. Smith to throw. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
He's trying to set the tone here for the rest of the game and let this defense know there is not a blade of grass on this field that you don't have to defend, because he reared back and he let that one eat. And he's got to work a little bit on his touch, a little bit on his accuracy, but I don't think he needs to work on his arm strength.
He'll try to run for it.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
On 1st down, here's Gino to throw. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
In motion is Myers. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
To the ground, a 1st down run. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. .21 is the line to gain as we hit 3rd down. Smith. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders will level the score at 10 apiece.
So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive, but when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up, and they were able to do that here.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. Eric Gray to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense getting set to get back to work. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 3. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. They get 15 on that game. That's good for a Giants first down.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
That's caught left side by Bellinger. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. A carry here for Tracy. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll throw out of the gun. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick, picking up the first down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
This one is caught by Robinson. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They'll run with Tracy. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is. First down. Back to throw. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
The crowd making their presence felt. This is third down. He's going to tuck it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Gano on to add the extra point. His kick is good. And the Giants go up by 7. It is now 17-10. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Throwing is Smith. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Now a give up the middle. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Smith. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Smith. He's got it inside the 5. And he's in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. A Huge touchdown there in the fourth quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the fourth quarter. All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. That's going to be caught by Darius Slayton. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
He's got his man, that's Slayton.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
A run here with Tracy on second down. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Giants. They'll keep it on the ground. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Now on second and long. They'll run. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. They'll run here. And he'll take it down inside the 20. A run into the red zone. A pickup of 6. So now, Graham Gano, the veteran, in another pressure spot. This to grab a late lead. This kick is good. They move out front and take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Here's McAllister to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. That one caught by Tucker. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Here is 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Smith.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here comes 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Smith. That one knocked away and incomplete. Javon Holland, tight coverage, and he's able to break that one up.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. So big kick coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to force overtime. He banged this one, and he's got it. Gets it from long distance. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime. Final seconds here, overtime looming on the horizon as they kick it off. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. Here we go. One final play. He'll let it fly. Deep ball for Slayton. And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Laube now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out first down and 10. His drive will start on the ground. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Now a first throw here in overtime. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
The Raiders have their punt team out there. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Here's a guy, Mike, who just refuses to go down. You love to see the old school kind of stiff arm. Get off me. Ability to break these tackles and still pick up big yards.
1st and 10. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. Crazy. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big game.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Tracy. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. In trouble, and down he goes.
What really stood out to me, Mike, was the body language of the middle linebacker prior to the ball being snapped. So often we see the guy who's blitzing, they get a little antsy and they tip their hand. But that wasn't the case here. He times it perfectly, nobody accounts for him, and he comes away with the sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
Quarterback just has to get this ball out of his hands. I understand giving your guy a chance to pick up the 1st down. Let's see if he can get some space downfield past the sticks and put one on him. But once it's clear that's not going to work, this ball either needs to be thrown away, checked down, but you certainly don't want to continue to go backwards.
So now, Graham Gano, the veteran, in another pressure spot. This one to win it in overtime. So, a big one coming for their veteran kicker. This one he's gotta have. And this one is off the mark. It is no good. And we will keep going here in overtime.
Such a deflating feeling now on that sideline. Here, you have a shot where you make it, you win. Now your defense has to go back on the field again, and I can guarantee you this is going to be a slow walk back onto that field.
The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
That's caught left side by Bowers. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Up the middle they go. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line. So big kick coming now for Daniel Carlson. This one to win it in overtime. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their second. So big kick coming now for Daniel Carlson. This one he's gotta have. This kick is good. He got it. It took overtime, but they will walk off the field with the victory. So the Black Hole celebrates. It's a win for the Raiders. This was a close-fought game. They were able to get themselves into field goal range here in OT. And the final kick sailed through the uprights to finally close out this victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders, winners here. We'll see if there are other winners outside. So long from Vegas.